on. Currently doing deals right now, we want to hear from you. And if you don't get up, come on up. I'm going to have Lynette Wolf go pick you out because she knows who you are. Come on up. This is your time to share. Your time for us to hear from you. And no, I won't embarrass you. Currently doing deals, we want to know what's going on. Like, just stretch out across here. We will. I think we can probably get you in this single file. Come on up and do this. Currently doing deals, come on up.
Jack Roddy from St. Louis. We've got 11 deals in the hopper right now. We got one closing in about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
11 in the hopper?
11 in the hopper.
Okay. What kind of deals are you doing, Jack?
We're doing everything from fix and flips, brand new construction, and lease houses.
Brand new construction houses?
Yes, sir.
How is that working right now? Buying cheap lots?
Buying cheap lots. In new construction, you have to make sure that the price per square foot in that area will work. Yeah. A lot of places it still will not. So you cannot do new houses in a lot of areas.
Say that again, Jack, because I don't think they heard that the first time.
All right. You have to make sure the price per square foot works in your area.
Square foot selling price.
Selling price.
In other words, you can't build a house for 100 foot, sell for 100 quarters, expect to make any money. Right?
Exactly. So there's a few pockets in every big city that it works great in. We just happen to find one in St. Louis that actually is basically double the square foot price than any other place in St. Louis. And we've got 4 of them in the hopper right now. And it's going very well.
What are you paying bills per square foot?
Right now we're paying somewhere right around 100, 100 and a quarter, depending on the finishes of the house. That makes a difference. Then you're looking at about 3,000 square foot home. About 2 stories. Some have walkout basements, which makes it a little bit more. It all depends on the area, and that's the biggest thing is you have to find out to make sure your area can substantiate the house.
All right, what are you selling for?
Right now, these brand new ones are going for anywhere from $750 to $1,250, 1.2 million. 750,000.
Okay.
750,000. I leave the zeros off. Yeah, 750,000. Money's just zeros, guys. If you buy a house for $10,000, you buy it for $1 million. It's still just zeros.
So you're selling it for $250 and you put 1 quarter in.
Thereabouts, yes.
Okay. Does that include the lot?
No, the lots run in this area run from about anywhere from 80,000 to 150,000, depending on which street you're on, and that does make a big difference when you're doing new construction, guys. Every other street makes a difference.
All right, we can probably put you up there and do a whole session. How many of you are interested in building houses? Heck, much different than rehabbing, guys. It just takes longer.
It's actually 10 times easier to rehab, guys. It really is. because you don't open a wall and find something that you didn't realize that you have to spend another 50 grand on if you open a wall. Everybody been there? I have. All right, new construction, tear the whole thing down, start from scratch. There is no surprises. You just have to deal with the government. Government permits.
Thank you. Let's pass it on down there.
My name is Craig Longster from Manchester, New Hampshire. I flip most of my contracts. I get most of my properties at auctions. I usually do like 5 to 10 auctions a day. Lately it's been slowing down a little bit. I got 2 rehabs going on right now. My income streams, and Ron was talking about that, I'm pretty blessed with, I've got 30 units in 3 different buildings, and so they all make good money. I got low mortgage on them. Actually, one of them's paid off. And so that's really paid off over the years. And I picked up 2 of the buildings at auctions, you know, went along with them and kept them. And then the other one I bought from a guy that just kept pestering the shit out of them until I finally sold it to me. You know, and 2 of them are rooming houses. I mean, they're a labor from love. You know, I mean, we're talking about hookers, dead people, all sorts of stuff. I collect my rents on a weekly basis, and that's something I got to get out of. It's just too time consuming.
So your income stream is from tenants, apartments, basically.
Correct.
Kind of like that's everything we talked about.
Right. And one of the 3 family I have that makes about $35,000 a year is in an IRA. You know, so that's paid off. Yeah.
So no tax.
No taxes.
All right. Who actually did listen somewhere along the way?
Actually, the first guy was Carlton Sheets, and then he came next.
Who do you think is the first guy that ever taught me a 2-hour seminar? Carlton Sheets.
Yeah.
Carlton Sheets is the guy who put me in the 2-day event taught by Richard Allison back in 1982. Since then, Carl and I are doing it. All right. Pass on down.
Jason Palmer from Jacksonville, Florida.
Where?
Jacksonville.
It's all work there, Jason.
I'm coming for you, Ron. For the last 8 or 9 years, I've mainly been doing buying holes in last 8 or 9 years, been doing buying holes.
Buying holes? Single family?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And back in February, I left my job as a police officer, and I've been doing solely trying to do wholesale flips since March, actually. Bought your course, one of your courses. I've done an axe deal with wholesale assignments, and I've done about somewhere around 45,000 in wholesale assignments since March.
All right. You want wholesale before you come to me?
Yes, sir. I actually have a couple I want to bring to you.
Do that. I'm out of rehab right now. Not too lazy to go find any more.
I'll bring them.
All right. Oh, you.
Hi, my name is Elaine Cohen, and I was here at the last summit, and we had made a call to a person. And
You mean in February in Daytona?
February in Daytona, yes.
Okay.
And it was a subject to deal, and we got the deal all the way through, and I brought my check with me. It was a subject to deal. Oh, I'm sorry, it was still over, I'm sorry. $40,926.37.
That profit?
It is, yes.
All profit.
All profit.
You called on this at the last summit, right?
Yes.
We called the seller at the last summit.
Yeah.
Or you called?
No, Lynette and I called.
Okay. And now this is the profit from that deal. Now it's February. When'd you get the check?
6/5.
This month?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right. We got more coming behind that check?
Yes, so I took this check plus a check that I did from another deal, bought another house, was a little short, so got my private investor to give me some money to buy the next house. I bought it for $100,000. It needs almost no work, maybe like $5 grand or something. And I'm putting it on the market within a couple of weeks for $150,000.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
my average profit is anywhere in the 30,000 range. This one's 40, so I'm in that range. So I'm in the 30 to 40 range for profit, and I plan on doing 6 of them this year.
Very nice. So we just got a check for 40 grand. So we're buying everybody dinner tomorrow night. You can buy the next night, right?
porches.
Pass the mic down, I'm done with you.
So thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
My name is Chris Chef. I'm probably came the furthest today. I drove about 20 minutes down the road, so I'm right here in Vegas. But
So we're coming to your house better tomorrow night, huh?
that's too far away. So that's how I was in charge. So, anyway, so I kind of feel like a small fish now, but I've only been doing this for about a couple of years, and so far we did a quick rehab in Montana. Just did a rehab and sold Port Charlotte, Florida, and I learned that I'll never do a rehab from a distance again. So unless you're right there, it's just really hard to manage everything and make sure everything's being done right. So it's and just like Mom was saying, you run into something, or I'm sorry, you were saying that you run into something that'll cost you a lot more down the road. You didn't know it was there until you got into it. So pictures can be deceiving. But anyway, so right now we're in the middle of a wholesale, actually a co-wholesale deal out of Tampa. I just had, I've got a couple of marketing campaigns going here and for lease option stuff. I never really got into the lease option thing until I accidentally stumbled onto one of Ron's videos on YouTube, and I was like, I really like that guy. I'm gonna keep watching some of this stuff. So this is my first Ron event, and after I heard he was coming to Vegas, and he hasn't been there for like 9 years or something like that. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be there. So, but definitely like his style and the way he runs the axe systems and whatnot. So ever since I saw that, that's going to be my goal, and my goal is to just move forward with that and continue on for, because the way I see it anyway, it seems like you can utilize axe in any market. Tell me if I'm wrong, I guess.
You can, Chris, I'm gonna talk to you. We'll wait till later.
Anyhow, but so I just do wholesaling right now. I've got a wholesale deal here. I've got 2 lease option deals right now going on here in town, and
How's the market doing here? Is it going up or not?
it sucks. It's the wholesaling market is really tough here right now because it's turned into such a strong seller's market, so it's really hard to get.
That's all over, Chris, that's not.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So how, I mean, as the market, the rule is the market in Vegas, not your market, but the price going back up here.
Yes.
You took a hell of a hit here.
What's that? Sorry.
You took a big hit after the way.
Yeah, for sure. So that's why I'm trying to concentrate on these options more than wholesaling.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Karen from Sarasota, Florida. Wasn't for sure I ought to come up yet or not. I've got my first deal in the making. And supposed to take control of that property July the 5th. And before I leave Vegas, I want to have my LLCs lined up so I can take it in
You take it in the land trust.
the land trust.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Buy the land trust.
Wait, and you're buying it?
It's easy to return right now. Get the check is the most of you.
You're
Buying it subject to.
Oh, and this young lady is the one that made the follow-up call for me at the last event in Orlando. She got it for me, no money down. They were asking $29,900 for it. We're getting it for taking over their debt, which is only $106,000. It needs a little bit of work in it. It needs some carpet and some painting. And we're going to put somebody in there as is with sweat equity, as long as they've got $5,000 down and approximately $5,000.
You mean as long as they got a minimum of 5,000?
Yes.
They're going to work real hard not to accept that pathetic amount of money, right there? That's what
Yes.
That's what you've been.
Yes. If I get an offer in with $20,000 down, those guys are gonna, they're gonna be the winners. And with payments of $1,000 a month will give me a positive cash flow of about $89 every month. And then the sale price of it will be $129,900, which will make me some more money.
All right.
And I don't know exactly how much.
Well, we'll be happy to see that first deal done. I want a letter. You understand that it's federal law. I must have a letter.
Oh,
Your deal, look out for your yes. Okay. Oh, glad you're on your way. Glad to see
Thank
that
you.
first one done. get moving down the line. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Vicki Haberbosch. I'm from Athens, Tennessee, in case you've never heard of it, which most of you have not, equidistant between Knoxville and Chattanooga.
Could you speak up a little bit?
Sure. We closed on our first apartment deal in March of this year, and I just believe that, you know, God works out everything for my good. God is just so good to me. I ended up at this conference by accident, and this is just a fabulous accident to happen. We now have a waiting list of 9. We have no room in the inn in our apartment complex. We are closing on another single-family home on July 6th. We would have closed before we left, but our flights didn't arrange for that. And one of the things I really want to take away from this conference is the subject to system. But if you don't think you're smart enough to do it, you don't think you're witty enough to do this, I'm probably the dumbest rock on the shelf. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
You're excited, aren't you? I can tell.
How you doing? My name is Lee Whitaker, Louisville, and
Where from?
Orleans, Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Yes.
Say that again.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
New Orleans. That's all right. Keep going. We did it. Me and my partner, we did a deal in February where we picked up a property subject to. And 30 days after I purchased the property, the tornado hit, and I picked up $64,000 extra in insurance money on the property.
God bless tornado. Tornadoes and fire. We need to learn how to start those.
And actually, we picked this property up because another investor had said, I sent out yellow letters, and one of the investors, the lady, the owner calls, the investor said, no, I don't purchase properties in that area. You know, he's constantly concentrating uptown. And she called me and I said, yes, I purchased property in that area. And I picked the property up from her subject to, and after we got the insurance money, I owe a balance of $71,000 on the property. And we should be finished with the house the end of July, and the property is going to be going on the market for $180,000.
Very nice.
Hi, I'm Marlene from the San Fernando Valley in California, and I'm rehabbing a condo right now. There were 3 squatters in there that I had to get out. They were going nowhere, so I had to hire an attorney. They still stayed till the very last minute until the sheriff practically threw them out. So they just got out, and now I have to rehab it, but that's where I'm making my money. There's huge cockroaches, you know, it's a mess, but you know, and I took
Write a check, they die.
What?
Write a check, they'll die.
Write a check. So I took a chance because Trump was just elected, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen with the real estate market, but I really lucked out because everything's skyrocketing right now.
Yeah, how about that?
And
Not sure what the Californians believe, huh?
so I'm going to make a nice profit once I fix it up.
What do you think? What do you think the profit will be?
Pardon me?
What do you think the profit will be?
Well, you know, fortunately for me, it's still, it'll maybe, let me think a second, 80,000 or more.
What's your median price where you live?
Where the condo is?
Yes.
Well, that keeps going up. That condo was, there's not a lot of comps, but...
Now, what's the median price in your city?
Well, it's a condo versus a house.
I don't care. What's the median price house?
Including houses and condos?
Yeah.
Right at this moment, I don't know, because I was focusing on the condos.
Give me a guess.
Probably in the high 300s and 400s, I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
So I'm very happy that things are going up because by the time I sell it, I'll be able to make that much more money.
Yeah, I hope it takes a long time to sell.
Exactly.
That's true, guys. You know it or not. Be very cautious about where you live, because somewhere where you live, the price is going up so fast, the worst thing you can do is sell a house. You might want to give that some thought. You don't have to sell it. Why sell it? Right? It's a beautiful market out there. Doesn't make you a lot lot of money. Just don't be so anxious to sell it. You know, if you have to get your money back, get a private loan. Just hang on, be patient, and let this upswing.
Well, how do you know when it's kind of hit the top, though, you know? I mean, are there certain signs to look for, or?
Well, probably when Trump's out of office. I don't know if he knows that, but you can tell when it's not rising.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see things are slowing around again and returning. Just keep your eye on it. That's if you want to hold it that long. You don't have to. But you're going to hate to sell it this year. Next year it's worth 100 grand more, aren't you?
Well, the buyer wants his money. You know, I haven't.
Well, you mean the seller.
Excuse me, the seller.
Yeah, but you get the seller his money. You can always get a private loan.
Well, he's not getting his money till I sell.
Still, we're renegotiating, you know, and/or get a private loan. Decide what he's going to do.
Yeah. Well, in this case, he wants money ASAP.
And I want to get skinny.
I'm sorry.
And I want to get skinny.
Oh, yeah. Well.
And young. All right, we beat it up enough. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Tony Persoa. I'm from Tampa, Florida. I have been doing an average of 2 REO purchases a month. And
what do you do with it?
one of them I fix and flip, and the other I put rent to own buyers.
Good. So you're doing one rehab, one rent on a month.
Yes.
Pretty good. What's your average profit on these things? The ones that you're doing?
20 to 25,000.
On rehabs?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you buying them out of the MLS or from physical?
No, I bought them from the bank.
From the bank? Okay. All right. That's good. That's not a bad model. Sell one, keep one. Sell one, keep one.
Right.
When you keep it, helps offset the profit.
Right.
So.
And I learned from you to do all the not to rent them, but to put tenant buyers in them.
Get it fired.
Get a deposit and let it rise.
Let them do the work.
Yes.
Got it.
And I've been very successful in getting 10, 20, 30, 40, $70,000 deposits.
What? 70?
Yeah.
Wow. What price range house are we talking about?
That around 100 to 150,000.
Normally.
Normally, yes.
Where'd you get
Between townhomes and single-family homes.
Yeah. What price did you sell a house at 70?
125.
You got a $70,000 down payment?
Right.
Holy moly.
She has the money and she's decided to put it in.
Yeah, I got it.
And she's still there.
I got it. Okay. For you. Thank you. Pass it on down.
Jeff Surridge, I'm here with my lovely wife Tammy.
Is that Jeff?
Jeff.
Okay.
Seattle, Washington, a little bit north of town. We've been listening around and at Ron's stuff for 12, 13 years. Obviously saw the big up and big down, and we're probably doing now 1 to 2 a month, either wholesales or pretty house stuff. He got us out of the rehab business a little while ago.
Now it's time to get back in it, Jeff.
Yeah, well, and we have been, but anyway, we're still cleaning up some of the mess. We're selling a couple of our apartment buildings and gonna free up some more capital and go from there.
Okay, what are you going to do with capital?
Well, we're in the process of more just paying down lenders and getting to a point where cash flow is a lot better than it is currently.
All right. You know, I'd be willing to sit down with you here for a little while on Friday, and you can get your stuff together and tell me what you got. And I don't know if I'm prepared for that, but what you own, what you owe, payments on it, and so forth.
74 apartments, a
I don't know.
commercial building, and 20-something houses.
Remind me, we'll get together Friday.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Hello, everyone. I'm Richard Porter. I want to start off by saying, all you guys are real estate investors. You should all be up here.
Well, they will be.
And Ron, I will take one exception. The Gold Club is not the best deal in real estate. The VA program is. There is no way in hell that you guys can put together 25 hours worth of VA work for only $700 a month. I've done it before, trust me. The management time involvement is crazy.
Actually, that you're not even paying $700, that's for all of it.
I mean, it includes that's a hell of a program.
Where do you live?
I've just gotten into Denver, Colorado.
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, back in after a last little hiatus, I was before Carlton Sheets. I was actually Robert Allen in '81 and ran his organization in Southern California for 2 years. So I learned about all this stuff, parlayed that into about mid-'80s. We were doing real estate development for apartments. And then I found you in 2004. Transaction engineer, that's what you're supposed to do. Anything that comes across your plate, you should know what to do with. Parlayed that into a $12 million downtown redevelopment in Colorado Springs in June of 2008. Yeah, okay. So it's taking a little while to heal the wounds.
We know the rest of the story, Richard.
So, fresh into Denver, got the VAs going, got some leads here. We're going to start redoing it, but I think I'll do anything that comes across here.
Your hiatus is over, you're ready?
My hiatus is over, and I'm going to be, my prediction is that when the honeymoon with Trump is over, it's going to crash the stock market, take real estate with it, maybe 6 to 18 months. So I'm practicing the pretty house and high-end house business, because that'll hold no matter what the market's doing.
Your prediction's as good as anybody else.
Yes, absolutely.
They're all worthless.
That and $5 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks, right?
What we got to do in this room is to make sure there's no more recessions in our households.
That's
We
right.
can't do much more about what's going on in Denver.
That's right. So Denver's got a lot of good high-end houses and pretty houses.
Oh, yeah, Denver's great.
And it'll be ripe for the picking.
You know, Nikki's daughter lives in Denver.
Is she?
You don't care.
Oh.
That's my comment.
My name is Roger Clayton. I'm here with my beautiful wife as well. And she doesn't really like to come to these events because she likes Ron, but anyway.
Not that much.
So I'm in LA.
Where do you live?
California.
Where?
San Diego Valley.
San Diego, okay.
Yeah. San Diego Valley, which is Pasadena, South Pasadena.
Oh, all right.
Currently got a 2.2, well actually the option on the property is, my first year was 2.15, and escrow was 2.30, so about $50,000 spread. I'm unemployed, I'm a musician too, so I've done the real estate, it's just a,
now you're back.
yeah, I'm trying to make it like systematized, like because I did the rehab. So
you're a man.
Exactly.
It takes 20 years.
It does. But I was doing a lot of musical things.
One of them doing it at 19 and figured out it's time to do it.
Yeah, real estate was a hobby, and it's a cool hobby. So, but now working on it, I did do some. I bought VA foreclosures in the mid-'90s in Florida.
What did I?
In Pensacola. And so one of the things Ron has a little course on that I tried to do was sweat equity. And so I had this property, one of my single family homes, the tenant tore it up pretty much. And after they were out, it was a 10 grand rehab. So I was trying to figure out how to get out of it. And what was interesting, I couldn't quite get a sweat equity. I almost had a sweat equity person to get into the property. But how it turned out was really pretty cool. After I fixed it up, I just committed to do that, and now I put a tenant buyer in there. $15,000 option deposit. I was able to raise the price from maybe where it would have sold 130, 140 to 165.
Okay.
Yeah, and because I was behind on the payments, the lenders are really cool for a moment. What they did is they actually offered me a loan mod, and the loan mod came in.
You a loan mod? You're not the borrower?
I am the borrower. It was a house I originally bought subject to, but then I refinanced it, which I shouldn't have never
Roger,
done.
I gotta get moving here. I'd love to hear about all you guys.
Well, it was just it increased the deposit of cash flow 500 a month.
Just like you were taught.
Just like it was taught.
Thank you, sir. We got a lot of questions to ask you guys. Go ahead.
I'm Bruce Raleigh from Brookings, Oregon. And I feel like the newbie amongst the veterans up here. After many, many years of education, I'm a self-admitted thinker brain. I finally got out of my way and currently have my first wholesale deal in escrow, and within the next week expect to pick up a check for $7,000 on my first wholesale deal.
That's very good.
The bonus to that is the buyer that I assigned the deal to is a general contractor, and he's doing rehabs of everything in the area where I'm looking for properties.
Oh, I bet. They all
He said, bring me anything.
That's right. Guys, if you want to wholesale a house, you've never had a better time in your life right now. You can sell a house as fast as you put them out there to rehabbers like us. Because the market's so hot everywhere you go. By the way, the market's hot everywhere you go, so I don't want to hear about how hot your city is. It's like that all over the country. We adjust. Simply adjust. All right. So, I want to get a copy of that check. My check was only $3,000. Now, adjusting for inflation is about the same.
It's about time for me, and those out there who are thinking about it, don't think as long as I did, just do it. Get out of your own way and just do it. It's amazing the difference in confidence that you get simply from doing that first deal.
Every check helps that.
It does.
I want you to cash the check, carry the cash around with you for several days.
I'm going to wear it as my clothes for a week.
All right.
Put it on the bed and roll it in something like that.
I'm Aaron Anderson from Spokane, Washington. And you kind of made me feel a little better because I thought I was the rookie amongst all these veterans up here. I've only been on Planet Run for about 3 years, but I was first exposed to your material about 10 years ago when I found your cash flow systems in the used books section of a Goodwill.
What?
Yeah. The crazy thing was they were still wrapped in plastic. Somebody bought them and never even opened it.
That's normal.
And I've been interested in it since then, so you drew me into this world. Although it was only 4 years ago that I got on the Planet Rod and dove in. And,
what are you doing now?
Say what?
Making deals now?
Yeah, only recently I got a couple wholesale deals. I only have a handful of deals total under my belt, but recently just a couple wholesale deals, quick turns, in and out. Didn't want to mess with them, didn't want to deal with rehab. Although you're starting to draw me over to that side of the house now.
Well, you know, it's funny for us to do. We've got to do what we want to do. So now's a great time to rehab because, why because, Matt? Why is it a good time to rehab? Because it should sell before you even get the job done. Because of the hot market. The hot market works both ways. When you're selling, it works in your favor. But you get charged a little bit more. I rehab, I listen to the realtors and let them sell them. And they usually have me offer before almost as soon as they get on the market. All right, one more back there.
First, let me say I'm humbled with being amongst these bunch of done deals. I am brand new. That's my first lead sheet. Okay. And I'm scared to death. I'm 72 years old.
That's old, man.
And
that's probably way too old to do this.
So I called this guy. I was reading in a magazine. And he's got a 2-story lodge that was built for the Olympics in 1990s, just north of Atlanta, Georgia, in the corner of Tennessee. It's 2 levels. Each level has its own heating and air system. Each has its own kitchen.
Instead of us analyzing that deal, is that where you live, up in North Georgia?
I live in Iowa. I live in a cornfield.
What are you doing working on it being in Georgia? Huh?
I just seen it in a flying magazine. And here's the deal about that. Everybody that owns property lives in Florida. I called this guy, and he's the dentist in St. Augustine, Florida. This was his vacation home.
Well, you might want to give that to me, because he's 20 miles from me.
This thing is 10 minutes from whitewater rafting, trout fishing, horseback riding, and 50 miles from a sightseeing train.
None of that matters if you won't do turns.
Okay, here, quick. He wouldn't do turns. I said, I'm going to Las Vegas to a real estate seminar, and I got to have a yes somewhere on this thing.
You know what? I want Lynette to call this guy. So
he said,
that might be my new vacation home right
purchase and take responsibility with all the repairs. Like I said, I'm shaking it loose till I get a chance.
Now, this is just by a show of hands, and we're running out of time. How many of you are full-time real estate entrepreneurs? Full-time, okay? Most of you. How many of you are intend to be full-time by the end of the year? By the end of the year. How many of you want to be full-time by the end of the year that aren't already? All right. And how many of you are never going to be full-time? Okay, that's all right. How many of you have worked in the business more than 40 hours a week? Okay, less than 40 hours a week, less than 20 hours a week, less than 10 hours a week. Yeah, how many of you don't do anything?
You just write checks.
Just write checks, all right. So, how many of you since, we're in the middle of the year right now, since this time last year, have done at least 5 deals? At least 5 deals since this time last year. Okay. Average profit on whatever type of deal you're doing. When I say profit, I'm talking about upfront deposit on a free house, or wholesale profit, or rehab profit. Because the houses you got tenants in it right now, you don't know which profit is until you actually sold it. So how many of you actual cash pulled out of the property would average $20,000 more? Would average $25,000 more. All right? Would average $30,000 more. Yeah. What's the most cash anybody's pulled out of the property here? Holler out at
$91,000.
91,000. 75. 181,000. 181,000. One house? One house. Who else?
300,000.
300,000 on one house. Apartment. How big a apartment? 45 units, okay? Who else? 94,000. 40,000, okay? All right.
100,000 right there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, well, he hasn't got it yet, right? You're gonna get it. Okay. All right. By the way, you guys, Alton Jones speaks in Southern California. Ask him what's the most he pulled out of a single rehab. You will like it. Okay, how many of you work from your home? Okay, and who has an office outside of your home? All right. Who has employees?
Does the VA program count?
No, that's not employee. How many of you intend to move from your home to your office sometime? Okay? How many of you intend to add employees to grow your business? Okay. How many of you are using VA service? All right. How many of you have a personal assistant? Okay, hold that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how many of you intend to hire a personal assistant within the next 6 or 12 months? All right. Good choice, by the way. How many of you work with your spouse? How many of you will never work with your spouse? Many of you would rather not work than work with your spouse. Okay, I got it. All right, how many of you have been in business for over 1 year? All right. Over 2 years? Over 5 years? Over 10 years? Okay, over 15 years? Jeez, you guys are a bunch of old ones. How long?
30 years.
In this business, buying, selling houses? Okay, when did you come into plant Ron?
Sorry?
When did you come into power?
I can't remember, about 5 or 10 years ago.
5 or 10 years? How long were we here?
1 year longer than you.
1 year longer than me? Wow, you are old.
Yep.
Okay, about the rest of it. You've been in longer than 20 years. How long?
30 years.
30 years. Buying and selling houses. How long have you been with me?
About 15 years.
About 15 years? Okay. How many of the rest of them in your room been around longer than 15 years on Planet Ron? Wow, got some old geezers Still alive. Who's gonna have longer than 20 years? Gonna have longer than 20 years? Really? Okay. Who else? Stand up. Been at, in my world, longer than 20 years. Stand up. Been at it 20 years. Okay, at the very least, we owe you a T-shirt, don't we? Huh? For 20 years, you ought to get at least a T-shirt, don't you think? Yeah. Go back and get your T-shirt right now while you're still up and we know who you are. Where'd this chair come from? Right here. Holy smokes. Look at this chair, guys. Huh? Cool. I just now noticed it. I confiscated that chair. Huh? What? Oh, for them? Okay, this says I buy houses. All right. Okay, you can go ahead and pass it now. We're going to give everybody up there a T-shirt as well. But I'm not through yet. I want a few of you to volunteer. Tell me the biggest mistakes that you've made in your business today. You got to have a mic for this stuff. Where's the mic? You got one? Go ahead.
My biggest mistake is trying to overthink and overanalyze everything before taking any kind of action.
That's what thinker brains do, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Paralysis of analysis. Okay? Who else wants to pass the mic?
My biggest mistake was putting cash into a senior mobile home park in 2008 and watching that.
Putting your cash into a senior mobile home park?
And losing 10 grand at the end of that.
And losing, talking about 10 grand?
Well, yeah, 10 grand.
That's not a mistake.
Well,
That doesn't even qualify as a mistake.
Okay.
All right. If that's your biggest mistake, good on you, man. Good on you.
How could you have avoided that? I mean, what?
I don't know. What happened in 08?
What was in 08?
Yeah, but even then, people have that way to do it.
Yeah, the mistake was...
Mike.
The mistake was not doing a complete rehab. The interior was done, and maybe looking hindsight, doing a little better job on the exterior. Might have sold the property faster.
All right. Biggest mistake.
Biggest mistake was not systemizing, and that's why I like your program. Now, you got it all the way down to system. I want to get down to 99% me out of the business.
There's not a person up here who made that mistake. There's not a person in the room who made that mistake.
Well,
Yeah, we all.
the biggest plus is from 2004. My motto became, after taking your seminar, was that I never have any of my money in any deal at any time except at closing when it's coming my way.
I like that. That's a good one.
You can
All right.
let.
All right, biggest mistake.
My biggest mistake is not buying more bank REOs 2 years ago.
Not holding them. In other words, selling everything, get your hands on.
Yeah, buy more.
Okay.
Because it's pretty difficult to get a real good deal this time. And that's why I'm looking at this subject.
Come back. Yeah. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. We've got to switch gears, guys. We want to try to buy them from banks. You know, tough time right now. So we've got to get over into the visible world where you don't have competition.
Right.
All right? Biggest mistake.
Biggest mistake, I saw your books many years ago, and I didn't believe what you were saying.
You're a skeptic, huh?
Yeah, it sounded too good to be true,
Yeah.
and I said, I don't believe this, and and I didn't know what to do or how to do it, and so that was many years ago, and I could have been making money all this time.
Yeah, I got you. Well, you know what? We all should be skeptics. But you can take the time to investigate who's real, who isn't, what is it. Biggest mistake.
Yes, my biggest mistake was a couple of years ago. I bought a property with a partner and didn't have the business incorporated, and he got into financial trouble, and the bank put a lien against the property.
So your partner trained you?
And we both got some.
We call that a seminar. Yeah. You know how to take that correctly down? We don't avoid all these kind of things? Yes. Okay. Biggest mistake.
Biggest business mistake. There's been a couple, actually. The first one was, since I already had 2 commercial properties, I figured buying another commercial property wasn't going to be necessarily that big of a deal. And we went ahead and had the inspection done without all the utilities turned on. The water was not turned on because there's going to be an extra $750 expense that we felt that we could go ahead and put off to the side. Well, it turned into a $3,000 repair when the pipe burst. So we don't do any inspections. If we can't do inspections without the utilities on, we actually pass on the property.
Good policy. I just did the exact same thing last week with the property we got accepted in our New Jersey boot camp last month. They wanted a $5,000 non-refundable deposit.
Exactly.
And no inspection period. I told them to put it where the sun don't shine.
For 24 hours, it was $750 for 24 hours, so if your inspector doesn't show up on time, it's an extra $750. I think the other two are real quick. Number one, getting into business with partners who are not equally yoked with you. And the second thing is, if a property is marginal, I need to walk away from it a whole lot faster. I mean, I really want to try to negotiate with this person and help this person out. Screw that, I need to move on.
Golden dirt.
Well, since I'm brand new, my biggest mistake was I lost 80% of my signs because I thought I wanted to put them next to the real pretty places with manicured lawns. They disappear.
That's your biggest mistake. Congratulations.
So far.
It didn't even count as a mistake. All right. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. If you got a big mistake, I want to know.
Well, I guess if I had one, it would have been, first of all, not taking action. Just hesitation.
Wait too long.
Yeah, well, one deal we had last year that just fell on my lap, and I felt like, well, I'll just wait till I get home because we were going to be home for a couple hours, and then by the time I got home, if I would have called the buyer that I had on the line, he would have bought it right away, but we missed having him under the contract by 1 hour, and the percentage I would have made on it, I would have made about $315,000. Yeah, so that was.
Yeah, that one does qualify as a mistake. In other words, you can't steal in slow motion. All right, biggest mistake. Anybody else? Talk to me. We gotta go.
Not starting sooner.
Okay. Big mistake.
Drugs, my best contractor is on drugs and I didn't see it. It just cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, I understand that.
Two big mistakes. First of all, trying to do it all yourself. Ain't happening, guys. If you want to make some money, do not do it all yourself.
Absolutely.
Second of all, try to do it yourself and believe you can do it better than Ron can. Ain't happening. All right?
Also true.
Yeah. The biggest thing is, guys, is walk away from your pride. Do the system the way the people like Ron tell you to do it. If you do step by step the way they tell you to do it, anybody in here can do 1, 2, or 10 in a year. It's that simple. Do it the way they tell you to, guys. They've done it, systems over and over and over again. They do it, they do it right.
Thank you. We didn't make this stuff up just because I'm a seminary. All right.
Follow up, follow up, follow up.
Got it. Okay, so how many of you have quit once already or twice and come back? Some of you just told me. All right. How many of you have thought of quitting but didn't? Thought of quitting and didn't? How many of you have thought quitting the business and not doing it anymore and decided against it? All right. You have those thoughts going. How many of you are still thinking of it? Yeah. All right. Who's had relatives tell them they're doing the wrong thing? Who's still got relatives telling them they're doing the wrong thing? Who cares what your relatives say? How many of you have been to my quick start boot camp? How many of you haven't? Wow. I'll see you next year when you have. I tell you right now, your business will change. Who took a big hit after 08? Okay, I see you still here. Who wish you knew now what you know now prior to 08? Yeah, me too. Of course. Me too. All right. Let's see. Is anyone up here making 7 figures annually in real estate? Okay. Who has become a millionaire in net worth because of real estate? Who expects to before this year's over? Now, who realistically expects to before this year's over? All right. Who blew off some good deals because of what you didn't know? Who was scared and almost talked themselves out of starting? Perfect. And who has an IRA right now? Who has an IRA that you're doing deals with? You got Quest will be here, they got booths out there, get your IRA started, and everything we talk about here can be done in your IRA. All right, who is tired of me asking questions? Okay, then it's the audience turn. Who has some questions for them? Anybody have a question for them that I can relay on? Nobody? Okay, if you don't have any questions for them, whoop, almost lost it. All right, I saw you first. I'll repeat it.
In the past, it was easy to leverage.
In the past, it was easy to leverage.
Put, another word, take money out of the first property, get into the next one.
Take money out of the first property, move it into the next one. So
now, when the market on its way up.
Now it's on its way up.
Then when the market is it's kind of stable, the thing is, do you advise that you should turn it over faster, or
do I advise to turn it over faster or to hold on to it longer?
Yeah.
Well, that depends. Okay, this is going to have to be a democratic answer. Depends. Because it depends on you. It depends on your lifestyle. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you need money like you need oxygen, ain't none of that market crap going to matter to you. You're going to get the check as fast as you can get it. I understand that. But when you don't have to have that check to sustain life, then you got to be thinking to yourself, what do I gain by selling it now? Probably short-term capital gains. That's what I gain. Pay maximum taxes, and then I lose all the appreciation. Plus, I lose all the income. It's very, very simple. The longer you own the property, the more money you're going to make. No exceptions. Even if you have a downturn. So it depends. If you don't need the money right now, then don't get in a rush, like I just said earlier. It's a good time not to sell. In most any market where you guys live, actually. But you made the first, when you started this off, you said you take the money out of one property and put it into another, which tells me you haven't been trained. So we don't do that. We don't need money to buy real estate. We need real estate to make money so we can do other things with it. Money creates revenue. It doesn't suck up money. And anybody who's spending money on real estate and leaving it in there is doing it incorrectly. That's a wrong way to do it. That's not the way to get rich. That's the way to get broke. As long as your money's buried in it, real estate's not making you any money. If we can buy $1 million worth of real estate without money, why on earth would we want to put money into real estate? Now, there's times when I write a check, but I guarantee you I get a check, a larger check back quickly, or I don't write the check.
I got into the lease option.
Got into the lease option. I
That's
understand.
I did it now.
Okay, but we don't need money to buy houses, so therefore what we did on the last property has no effect on what we're doing on the next property. We don't have to take money out of one property to buy another property. Contrary to conventional wisdom, because that's what most people think you got to do. They think you got to have money to buy real estate. It's just absolutely not true. If you can't make money without money, you can't make money with money. Question back over here. Way back. Go ahead. You have questions for them?
Yeah. Do you need a real estate attorney starting out? And if so, what type of deals do you need a real estate attorney? And what's the best way to find them?
You need a real estate attorney starting out. How many of you had a real estate attorney when you started out? How many of you didn't have a real estate attorney for quite a while into? How many of you still don't to this day? Okay, you got to get one. Answer your question is you need a real estate attorney on every deal. Every deal. Let them do what they do best. Let them do the documents. Let them make sure you comply with state and federal laws. And for the peanuts you pay them, you need a real estate attorney. Do you have to have one to do your first deal? No. But should you have one on your team? It's a big part of your dream team. Yes. Everyone in the building should be using real estate attorneys. Some days you don't have a choice.
What's the best way to find someone?
How to find a real estate attorney? How to find a good one? Get a shovel, start digging. I have to. Right there. I love it. You talk to investors where you live and you've got no problem finding real estate attorneys. And if you do and you don't know any investors, just ask Siri, ask Google. Put in real estate attorneys. There's a whole list. Okay, now you want to know how you're going to want them or not? Very simple. First of all, you ask them. You better write this down. You ask them, are you a real estate closing attorney? And when they say yes, here's the next question. Okay, sometimes I buy houses subject to, sometimes I buy them along with financing, sometimes I pay cash. Is any of that an issue for you? And if the answer is yes, keep calling. If the answer is no, you probably found your guy or gal. They're not hard to find, they're everywhere. They spread like cockroaches. Yes?
I found if I
That is correct.
So as far as finding real estate attorneys, you can call investors, but you can't call a real estate company and say, hey, who's the biggest investor? And they'll tell you somebody's good.
Any title company will refer to real estate attorneys. Other attorneys will refer to real estate attorneys. And most realtors will refer to real estate attorneys. But remember, you've got to get one that's investor friendly now.
That's right.
But they're not. All right. Yes?